zoom in there. You can see how that big boulder where my coffee cup sits, I couldn't move that. It's a big slab. It really consumes. The other side's only 7 foot across, and that slab has 5 feet of it tied up with a slab and that piece off the roof that's to the right of my coffee cup. So it leaves like a 2 foot swath to go through. So I only excavated 2 feet on that end. And then I dug around the back side of that rock slab, found a rim sherd of a pot or a vessel. I'll show you. I don't think it's in here yet. I'll show you what I found. I found this round rock over on the outside. Here's this rim sherd, totally bleached out by the lime. See it? You can see the rim sherd is incised inside and out. See the lines? That's the inside. That's the outside. And there's the bend at the top. So it's the top of the pot. Found one piece of flint and one piece of bone. That's it. So that side was slow after we got past where the antler billet was. The one whelk shell was sitting. Let me zoom out. The one whelk shell was sitting just about here where I'm pointing. There's the line where the original dirt was. It was down about 3 inches, right about there where that little root is. And the other shells that I came out of here yesterday, they were right in this zone right here, just about within a foot of it. The antler billet was over here with the meadowwood point. Not sure if it's the same guy or not, but that's really was the highlight of the south end of the enclosure, was those shells that they would make wampum with. They would crush the outer portion of like the conch shell. They're looking for the spiral section, and then they would cut those into round white beads, drill holes in them, and that was wampum. And so I found 4 of those in here, 4 different spiral shells from the whelk family, which is what the conch is like that we see at the seashore. Whelk is just another family of shells that's similar to a conch. So here's this big rock slab. You can see them on the outside. And I excavated this little section right here to the side of the slab, and that's where I found that rim sherd and one piece of flint and that round rock. So you can see it's not too bad in here now. I was prepared today. We're supposed to get a cold front that came through, and I was going to hunker down in here until it passed, rather than get wet. And look how this top boulder sits so precariously just right on that one lip of this bottom boulder. It's really only grabbing it for about a 5-foot run of the rock. It's totally just supported in that one section. But it hasn't moved in thousands of years. I'm not too worried about it. I didn't undermine it intentionally. I wasn't going to increase the odds that something possibly could go wrong while I was in here. And that's about it. That's pretty good looking. I'm going to take a picture right there. That looks... The enclosure looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like 6 feet across. It's about 6 feet from where my blue pad is over to this wall right here on the east side. And there's some big slab rock in there that I couldn't move, and I assume they've been there all along. So I think This edge here where my plastic tub is the vein that people move through when they're in here. Where that tub is, just about where I found the adze, down at about 8 inches. And then the hearth was just past it around the corner as you go outside. But I actually had pretty good luck by those big boulders. In summation, I found an Orient fishtail back in there. Quite a bit of debitage, a couple of knives, some pottery, but the most active part of the site is just to the right of that big boulder, okay, on the outside, kind of towards the water bottle you see. From there to the right, down through the hearth, is where most of the pottery was, in the flint, and that was definitely a feature. Documented it best I could. I probably have anywhere from 6 to 10 vessels that came from that area based on the design patterns that I'm seeing right now. I'll have to clean them up and analyze it better. Yesterday alone, I filled, like this tub in front of us, I filled that like 4 times with pottery pieces. I've yet to wash those. So pottery was it is the biggest artifact grouping that I found here on this dig. The adze is special, the 2 Orient fishtail points, the meadowwood cash blade, the antler billet, which is 5 inches long, which is just an incredible piece. I cleaned it up. It has like grooves in it where it was like where somebody, kind of like took maybe some sandstone and kind of like shaped it a little bit, and then the antler pedestal itself has been ground down and shaped where the burrs are like removed on it, and shaped, beveled so that it was still a bulb on the end where the pedestal is, but shaped for some particular reason that must have facilitated the best striking method for whoever was using it. So that's really special. I've never found one of those. That antler, you figure, sat inside this enclosure under this roof line for at least 3,000 years. Piece of antler bone. But I found lots of other bone needles. I probably have 5 needles or bone knives that have come out of here. This is really high in base. There's a lot of limestone in here, so it would retard any advanced decomposition from the acidity of soil. The lime would neutralize it, being a higher base, and the fact that it wasn't getting wet under this roof is really what's preserved the bone and antler, unlike most sites that are dug or in a field that are flipped by a farmer. So that helped in probably preserving some of the pottery also. It's all this limestone. So that's it. We're going to take a couple of pictures. I made some good measurements of the boulders, top and bottom, interior ceiling heights, and we'll write a report up and submit it to who's ever interested. Maybe put it on YouTube, and in the end give it to the New York State Museum or the Iroquois Museum, whoever wants it more. That's it. It's March 13th, 2012, the rock shelter excavation down here in Schoharie, along the Schoharie Creek.